welcome to Vlogtober Day 6. Today is going to be so much fun because I'm going to be hiking a trail in town that is the perfect fall foliage trail, and also going to the Richmond Folk Festival, which is a classic Richmond festival. I didn't go last year because I was out of town for the month of October, so I'm excited to go this year and I'm going to take you along with me. But first, I'm going to be making some breakfast, some French toast with the bread from Vlogtober Day 2, I think it was. I tried to bake my homemade bread and it was like a big fail and it didn't really rise, but it makes for great French toast. So I'm going to be making that. And then I want to have Lucas try that new decaf we just bought yesterday. So we're going to film him making coffees and then a couple other things, and then we'll head off to the trail. So it's going to be a really, really fun-filled fall festive day. Hello and welcome back to the kitchen. This, my friends, if you didn't see Vlogtober Day 2, which you should definitely watch, you should watch all of them and catch up till now. Is the flatbread. You could probably tell it's extremely flat, but it makes for like perfect French toast, oddly enough. I did that with my last failed loaf and it was so good. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. And I'll make sure to leave the recipe in the description below because it is a fantastic recipe, whether you're vegan or not. I think it's just really, really good. So let's get to it. So here's a hack. I just checked and we don't have any plant milk at all. So if that ever happens to you, literally it's 1 to 4 oats to milk. You can make homemade oat milk. So like a 1/4 cup of oats, 1 cup water makes 1 cup of plant milk or oat milk. So really easy. If you want to make it fresh, now if you're gonna like hold on to it for a while, the recipe is slightly different, but if you just need plant milk, that's the way it's done. So we're gonna do that right now. Okay, that's 1 cup of water and a 1/4 cup oats. And just blend it together. And there you have it, oat milk. Okay, and then a 1/4 cup cornstarch, teaspoon ground flax, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, teaspoon ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons maple syrup, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whisk that all together. And then over here, I just sliced the bread about, like an inch thick almost, maybe 3/4 inch thick. I like them really thick. And time to dip. You wanna put them in and kind of like shove it in a little bit and let it sit for like 10 seconds so it can really soak up the stuff. After about 10 seconds, you just flip them over, press it in again. I'm gonna be using coconut oil to put in the pan so that we can fry these babies up. Once that's done, you just kind of shake it out a little bit. Lay it down. They'll start to brown like this. Depending on how crispy you want them, keep them longer in the pan. But yeah. I would definitely apply coconut oil in between every round though. And this is kind of what they end up looking like when they're done. Also, another thing I like to do with failed bread is to make croutons for like salads or whatever you want to use croutons for. And so I just cut up them into little squares, add olive oil and some seasonings, and then you just put them in the oven, bake 450, just kind of watch them. When they start to crisp, take them out of the oven. Delicious homemade croutons, so much better than store-bought. Definitely recommend doing this with either old bread, failed bread, or you can even buy bread from the store and make your own croutons. To me, and I believe Lucas, there's nothing better than a sweet breakfast with a salty addition. So we are going with, and I mentioned this before on a vlog, the Unreal bacon. Yeah. You can get them at Whole Foods. They're covering Lucas's head right now.
My head is bacon.
But this is the best vegan bacon I've found. Don't cook it long, cook it very quickly. If you leave it on, it becomes dry. If you just kind of like heat it up on both sides quickly, it's delicious. I also eat it without it being cooked because it's made from plants, you can. And it's really good in like a charcuterie board too. So solid all around. Let me just show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when it's not cooked. And I will show you what it looks like when it is cooked. And that's basically what it looks like when it is quote unquote cooked. And here it is, the French toast, all complete. And now the croutons have been completed. Super, super easy and so delicious. All right, and here's my plate. I did a little strawberries, a little yogurt on top, got one of those pieces of bacon, and now it is time for the maple syrup. Yes! Oh, this is going to be delicious. A little addition, some pumpkin pie spice. We're going in for the taste test. Too big of a bite probably, but we'll handle it, I guess. The crispiness, the bread itself is so good. I can't describe it to you because it's my homemade bread, but when it's dense like this, it's magical. It literally tastes like a crispy like cake. I gotta get Lucas's taste test on camera because it is that good.
Okay, I don't know if I can fit this in my mouth. That is a big bite.
It's so flavorful because of the denses. It has layers.
I can't even describe this, but it is probably one of the best breakfasts ever. And I think it's my bread in combination with the recipe, but you let me know. I've never tried the recipe with not this bread. So you let me know if you guys try the recipe, if it's like mind-blowing, because this is mind-blowing. And like frying it in coconut oil makes it crispy. We're gonna finish up breakfast and I'll see you momentarily.
Today's the day.
Welcome back. So Lucas is going to be making us the Grit coffee decaf bag that we picked up in the last Vlogtober episode. Wow.
In Charlottesville.
In Charlottesville at Grit. It smells really good. So we're going to show his process of making coffee. Now, it is decaf coffee because we're cool like that. But Lucas does it extra, in my opinion. But he says it's the best way to make coffee, which is with a hand burr grinder and drip coffee, right?
Yep. And
he measures it out and everything. So I wanted to show you guys the process that Lucas does every day when he makes his decaf coffee.
It smells really nice.
Smells like chocolate. Tasty.
They don't give you the tasting notes on this bag.
Mystery
I really like
bag.
it when they give you the tasting notes.
That's true. That'd be good. All
Let's
right.
taste it in real life. All right, step 1 is you heat your water on the kettle to 201 degrees. Next step is to turn on the coffee scale. This is called I think it's Ossia coffee scale. Basically, what you're trying to do, and I have to reset it to 0 now because I just put that on there, but you're trying to get to 40 grams of beans. You can use a scoop like this, but since I have it in the bag still, I'll just pour it in. Ooh, there we go. We got it. We got our 40 grams. The next thing we need to do, because we're going to be putting them in this, but we need to grind them, obviously. And you can have, like, when you go to the coffee place, they'll ask you, like, do you want us to grind these for you? I always say no, because the moment you grind coffee, it starts to let its flavor out, essentially, and you also open the bag then. So what I like to do is after I open the bag, I put it into an airtight container, but also I grind them right before I brew them. So pour it in, and then you put this guy on top, and you just crank it. If you're not into hand cranking, you can get a burr grinder like that and use that, but honestly, I like the hand crank better. This one seems to get jammed more often, and this one doesn't. Next step is you need your coffee filter. I have the Chemex unbleached filters, because by default they come bleached, and you just pop it inside. This has the grounds on the bottom, and you just shake them out. All right, then I just kind of like get it level, and then this scale also serves as the thing that helps you do the entire pouring process. So I used to do the pouring process myself and like keep track, but this makes life so much easier. So you just, once you have all the stuff in, you just set it. So now it's telling you you should pour in 80 grams of water. Just put it in, and the scale tells you when to stop. Once you get to 80, it's gonna tell you to wait for 30 seconds. And then it's gonna ask you to pour more. And there's like, it's gonna sound crazy, but there's like 6 rounds of pouring a small amount of water. I always pour it too fast. I find that like if I try to pour it the way it's telling me, it's like so slow it won't even come out of the top of the kettle, but it can sense if it has 120, and if it does, it will move on to the next round, and if it doesn't, it will tell you to add more water. You also get a bit of an arm workout. It's Ethiopian coffee, so it's definitely gonna be strong. I mean, maybe it's not gonna be strong, but the other Ethiopian coffee we've had has been, so, but you never know. Now it says 30 seconds till you have your coffee, but in my experience, you have to wait longer than that because you see how much water's still in it? I think it's more like 2 minutes. Time to pour in a Richmond local mug.
So that is the process Lucas does when he makes coffee every day. It's a lot, but he says it's worth it for the taste. So
it is really good. Like if you compare it to like a Starbucks, it's
well, can you
far superior.
Yeah, I mean Starbucks is like not the highest, I don't think.
Ooh.
This right here, this mug is made by Sophie.ceramics on Instagram. She's incredibly talented in every single thing she makes. I want, but I couldn't resist with that little bow as like the handle. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Is this too hot to sip right now?
201, I mean, it's not boiling, that's for sure.
Wow. That's good. That's subtle. That's warm going down.
So it's not a strong Ethiopian?
It's not strong.
It didn't seem like
so.
it. It didn't seem like it because the you can always tell. This is a funny thing for anyone who maybe you've never noticed this before, but I feel like the stronger beans have kind of like a bit of a shiny, waxy texture, Whereas the lighter beans, like when you look at them, they look a little bit more like they don't have any shine. They're kind of just flat looking.
Oh, I just love
Look a
when
little
Lucas
dry.
is talking about his coffee nerdiness. He still doesn't think of himself as much of a coffee nerd. I mean, or coffee snob. What do you say? Because we have a friend who's even more of a coffee snob. So
We do.
comparably, Lucas doesn't know too much. But what do you think?
It's really good. I actually am not. I used to be a fan of really strong coffees. I'm more of a fan of light roast, bright flavors.
That's kind of what this is.
This a little bit for an Ethiopian, I think it is.
Has slightly fruity elements actually.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was gonna be more chocolatey because of the smell of it initially, but
Tastes like berries to me.
yeah, it's very fruity.
I like it.
Delicious. Great job, Grit. So we have something crazy that happened that we have not told you guys, and it is the fact that we were able to contact a real estate agent and go see the dream house. If you watched the last Vlogtober, you know that when we were on our way to Perk, that I saw my dream house and I was like, I need it. So, and we went and saw it, and you guys, I can't explain to you how magical and Disney World like it is. It is the most beautiful, glorious house I've ever seen. The paint job itself is incredible. The inside was incredible. It's only been in the hands of like 3 different families since 1882. So it's like so well preserved. Like they did a historical like restoration on a lot of the original woodwork, the buffet, but the kitchen's modernized and it's also green. It's still my dream house that I wish I could get, but I cannot. And I'm wondering if anyone out there is gonna buy it for me. Just kidding, you don't have to, but they even like gave us a little like historical sheet about it.
It was, I would say, better in person for sure.
Thank you.
It had so much history. It had the original wood floors, all that good stuff, stained glass.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Yeah.
This historical property was out of this world. Like, I don't think I described what my dream house entails, but it entails incredibly cool design, which the like woodwork on the outside of this house and the paint job of that just was so perfect. Huge porch. They had many. They had a front one and they had a new back one. A little bit of land so I can put my like bare feet into some grass. They had a whole lot of like that area, which would have been so cool. And then fireplaces galore. Yes. Historical elements on the inside. Yes. And just, it was magical. It was dreamy. I'm so glad we made it happen that you guys were here for the journey. The journey of a few days.
Who knows?
Who
knows
knows
what will happen? Who knows?
One
what
day
will
I will live in that house. Unfortunately, someone else is going to buy it, and then I will have to convince them to give it to me.
I think it might be a Miracle on 34th Street from the
Christmas
90s.
Day.
I think the key might show up in your stocking.
What? Santa bought it for me. Anyways, also wanted to show you another really cool book that I picked up from the internet. I bought it off the internet, not in real life. It is by a local photographer, John Plashall, and it's called A Beautifully Broken Virginia. And I thought it was so perfect. I love when I put stuff in front of Lucas's face. But I thought this was perfect for Halloween. Like, look how spooky this is. But it is an entire like coffee table book of broken down, not restored spots in Virginia, and for one, that usually makes me sad, but two, I'm like obsessed. And if you guys want to also get this book for yourself, or for somebody who loves this sort of stuff like me, like architecture and like historical stuff, I will leave the link in the description below. Oh my gosh, this one's so creepy. Oh gosh, what haunted house is this? Okay, literally, this should be in a film or a TV show, this one. This is crazy that he found so many of these houses in Virginia, I feel. Like, this is the freakiest one. Alert, alert, what? Is this some hospital? Oh yeah, this actually still exists, but it's like privately owned, but if you request, you can pay to get in. Oh my gosh, this one, you know it's incredible. Look at that. Oh, nature took it. No, this one. Oh no. Listen, this was the DeJarnett Children's Asylum, and this quote was found on a wall. It was inscribed on a wall, and it says, "Sometimes I can't stand my sadness." No. Nope. I feel like this is like a murder scene. This is a nightmare. So here's the author. This is John Plashall. He's one of many Virginians that is fascinated with our rich history and the stories behind all the abandoned places that occupy our great state. That was awesome. I was obsessed because, first of all, oh my gosh, look over Lucas's face again. I'm dead. I feel like You're doing it on purpose now. But this was an epic book. I love historical architecture, and I actually kind of am fascinated by like beautiful ones that are dying because it makes me really sad, and for some reason I enjoy that, question mark. But anyway, I'm from Indiana, and there's so many houses like this. I wish he would do it in Indiana, but wow, there's some gorgeous ones in there and some really creepy ones. So that was very Halloween themed in my opinion, book. Like I said, I'll leave a link for it below if you want to grab your coffee table creeper book. But I feel like it's on theme, and we should put it on our coffee table.
Yeah.
Because it's creepy for the season. Creepy. We are here at the hike. Olivia's here, and my friend Brian, just the back of his head for now, but oh wait. And we are hiking the North Bank Trail, right? Is that what it's called, Brian? That's right. I've never done this before, and so I asked Brian, who knows things, to take me on it for the first time, and so we're going to show you guys this hike as well. Apparently it is going to be amazing when there's foliage. We're doing it a little early, as you can see all the green, but it's lovely, and I believe it is dog friendly. And what is the route exactly?
We're going west towards like Maymont area right now.
Okay, so apparently it goes near Maymont, and it has a lot of trees, and that's all I know so far because we just walked down here. You can just park in the Oregon Hill neighborhood, and then past the overlook, it kind of takes you down to the entrance of this trail, which is what we did. So shortly at the beginning of the North Bank Trail, you pass by the Hollywood Cemetery on your right, which is so cool. I don't know, it's more than a 2-for-1 because I think you also pass by Maymont later as well. This bank trail, North Bank Trail, this trail is great for like seeing some sights, apparently.
It's just really cool to feel like you're in nature, but yet you have urban cityscape behind us too.
I totally agree. I feel like that's one of the coolest parts about Richmond is how many trails we have, but how much nature we have in the city, which is really cool because like right behind me is downtown. What? And then you see like the river right here with the train, and then back behind me here is the Hollywood Cemetery. Like views and views and views and views and vibes. This trail is awesome. We came upon another cemetery on this trail. Which one is this, Brian? Do you know? This is Riverview Cemetery. So Hollywood Cemetery and Riverview Cemetery are next to each other on Google, but if you look, there's no actual footpath besides this trail that connects them. So they are two different cemeteries. Texas Beach is coming up. I've always wanted to go. Who's gonna attempt this first?
On camera?
On camera.
That's a good point, yeah.
Ryan?
All right.
Yeah!
I'm just gonna go like this.
Here he goes. Yeah. Okay, he did that move. You're not gonna limbo it? Okay. Olivia? Limbo! She tried at least. We'll give it to her. I don't think I could limbo it either. Sort of the first one, but this one's a little shorter. There we go. Got it. We did it. Challenge accepted. So Brian has just told me you can't access Texas Beach anymore because the bridge is closed. That usually would get you there. Now there are some sturdier, hardier types that may know a way or two to get there. That is not me. But apparently it's not like much of a beach. I've never been. Brian? Is it much of a beach?
You know, it's something.
He says it's something. So, I don't know. I still feel a little FOMO for never have been able to have gone, you know? We've kind of reached the end of the North Bank Trail, which is the Pump House Park, which is the old pump house, and it has beautiful architecture. It's like that Gothic architecture with like the stone, and it's really cool because right now they are in the midst of trying to restore it. You can do a hard hat tour to pay to kind of go towards it. It's the Friends of Pump House, I think is the name of the Instagram account. I'll make sure to leave it in the description below. And they want to restore it to its former glory because in the center of the second floor, it used to be like a ballroom and they would host dances and stuff. So they're like, hey, that could be a cool wedding venue or another place to like host something someday. So So that just sounds magical to me. Love a good historical spot, and a restoration is just awesome. Okay, updates. We just read that because it is the centennial celebration of the pump house, they're doing several events in October. So October 19th is the centennial celebration, and it's gonna be extended tours of the pump house. So I'll make sure to leave all that information in the description below. And then October 26th, Chris Sempter from the Poe Museum is gonna come and read some of Poe's works while at the pump house. So that sounds spooky. Ooh, and it's close to Halloween. I don't know, I might have to go to both. It just sounds like so much fun. So if you wanna come down to the pump house and experience some like vibes, those are two really good events. No, no, no. My glasses fell at one point in this trail and apparently they broke. And this is what it looks like when they break. Just, yeah, rip. Okay, we got to figure out how to fix these, but this is how I have to wear my glasses from now on. Okay, I just found the most iconic spot for a photo shoot, and it is right on your way back with the downtown in the distance, and the train tracks are right there, and the river, and then this really cute like rocky pathway. So cute. And then also you have like the Hollywood Cemetery back there. It made for such good photos. We had to have a little photo shoot, and also it's the thumbnail probably for this video. This hike has been so much fun. The thing that you have to watch out for though is that there's a lot of people doing mountain biking. So you have to kind of cut to the side when you hear them coming, and sometimes they come and you don't expect it and it gets a little scary. So that's like a downside. It's mostly in the shade, but like right now I'm out in the sun, so it has a little bit of sunlight, so you might want to wear sunblock. Also, there are a bit of bugs. I've been bit by a few mosquitoes, so make sure you wear like some bug spray. Good hiking shoes because it is a bit uneven ground. I don't think a stroller could work on this. It took us about 2 hours to go halfway because I was doing a bunch of videos, but the way back we have been much faster. I think it's more like an hour, hour and a half on the way back. So far it says we've done 6.8 miles, but we still have a bit left. I think it might be over a 7-mile round trip situation. If you start at the overlook and end at the pump house anyways, you can obviously, it's an out and back, so you can stop whenever you want and turn back. But yeah, so wow, we've been on the trail for like almost 3.5 hours. And then I can show you guys the Richmond Folk Festival, which is an annual festival that's free, and it's 3 days, and it's in Richmond like every fall. So that's really exciting too. So that's where we're headed next. You can probably hear, but we have made it to the Folk Festival, and it is such a vibe. Like one of the stages we just saw, the backdrop with like the suspension bridge and the river and like the train. Oh,
Get on here.
okay. So we popped one of these in here. We're making a button. Okay.
And then your mylar piece goes on top of that. I'll twirl this around for you, and then you pull this all the way down. Okay, first pull. Excellent.
Okay.
You can lift it up. And then I'll twirl it, and then you do the second pull, and it'll combine the both sides of the button together. Yeah.
This is mind blowing. Okay, here we go.
Well, if you like this, y'all should consider taking some classes at the Visual Arts Center over on Main Street.
I love it.
There we go, and you've got a beautiful button.
Wow, it's perfect. Already having fun at the festival. We passed by the Style Weekly, and they were having Viz Arts do like little buttons that you can make yourself, and you probably just saw that process. It was mind blowing. It was cool. It was like a little stamping situation, but now I have a little button, which is cute. But we're still on our way to find food, so that's mostly crucial. And we have to focus, guys. I can't believe you stopped at that last tent. Like, come on, you know what's going on.
It's a hard and a heavy load. Folks like me ain't always got nerve. Some are bad, some are good. Some have done the best they could. Some have tried to ease my troubled mind.
We just enjoyed our lunch. We got bowls from Guadacato, and then we listened to the band that was playing in the tent, and I absolutely loved it. It was kind of like bluegrassy, which I really appreciate. I love that music, and it was so good to see live. So already Folk Fest is fun. They also have a family like area over here with a family stage and like activities and games for the kids, and then there's like a crafts marketplace with like crafts for sale. And I'm just sad that my sunglasses broke because I'm dying in the sun right now. It's pretty tough, but we're moving forward. We came, we saw, I don't think we really conquered Folk Fest, but we definitely experienced some of it. After that trail, we're pretty like worn down, I would say, because it was a lot. I feel like it was almost 9 miles or something that we ended up doing.
Tired.
Yeah, Olivia's out of it. Brian's doing pretty well.
I'm good, yeah.
But we got some food, we listened to some bands, which was really fun. We walked around, I got to see all the different stages. So there's several stages at Folk Fest, and the talent is amazing, and it's such a vibe. I love folk music. It's really, really fun. So definitely recommend coming next year and any year that they have it, because it is free. And it's really fun. But now I think I'm gonna end the day with some gelato. We're gonna go back to Davro Gelato. Ugh, she has some fall themed gelato, pumpkin, caramel apple, stuff like that. So we're gonna go taste test that and end the day with some dessert, I think. Okay, so I got the pumpkin and pistachio with the maple pecan butter on top. So good, so fall-like, and the pistachio is always solid. It's like a salty, sweet deliciousness. Like everything here is just so perfect. But what we have discovered is that the whipped cream with the Nutella and the
It's
cookies
so
and
good.
cream is actually a new magical combination. It's not as fall themed, Lucas.
No, it's not.
But it's so good.
I was gonna
Give me
go
give me
fall,
some
but
of
then they
that.
were out of apple cider, and I was like, okay.
It's
Right?
magic. Oh my god. It's literally magic. This is Brian's first time ever having Davro Gelato. What are you saying?
I'm almost speechless. It's
Right?
incredible.
Can you
Yeah.
believe it's all vegan?
No, I still don't.
Olivia, feedback?
Amazing as ever. Pistachio still hits.
Literally, I don't think there's a more magical ending to a day than this gelato. If you haven't been here before, you have to come. Lane makes the best gelato. She learned how to make this in Italy. She knows. And yet, everything is vegan and you can't tell. I promise. Come here, let me know. I promise you can't tell. And I promise you it'll be the best gelato / ice cream you'll ever have. I'm seriously a huge fan of this. We all are. She has pumpkin, fall themed. Come. Also caramel apple, but they were sold out when we got here. Dang it. Next time I'm gonna try that though. I've made it back home after having the delicious gelato that I'm obsessed with, as you could tell. But wow, what a fun day. We made French toast, we made croutons, we looked at spooky books, we saw Lucas make coffee, there was a hike involved, Folk Fest, gelato, a really good day. Tomorrow's Vlogtober will be a veg fest and like how that went down and everything. Little peep of the merch that I sold at Veg Fest. It's adorable. And tons of other fun fall activities are gonna come. It has been almost exactly a week of Vlogtober, so let me know how you're liking it so far. And if you wanna catch up on other Vlogtobers, I'll put the playlist right here so you can watch it while you're driving, or maybe you're folding laundry, or just living your best life watching it on your TV, who knows. And subscribe for more, and also for Richmond and Virginia travel tips. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.